Good morning, well, afternoon now. It is 2:05 p.m. It is February 16, 2026. I just got off a 10-hour shift from work. Um, I guess I can start with that. Work, like the actual work is just, I drive around in the forklift and move things around, drop pallets, put them in the home, stuff like that. It's very repetitive, very, honestly, it's very easy. Um, you are kind of like timed. You need to drop X amount per hour or per day, whatever you want to call it. But it's not anything, too major. Right now they're starting me off at 50% capacity. I honestly don't know if I made it or not. I didn't stay to check. To be honest, I didn't check. It's probably somewhere in the chats. But I'm, I think I'm doing a good job. Like honestly, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, uh, enough of that. Um, Other stuff I've been reading more. Well, I only read one chapter this whole week, which it's terrible. But I'm just haven't been feeling it. It's one of those things. And when I was gonna read yesterday, I was gonna do like a big marathon read. My brother's car's headlight went out, and I had to try to help him fix it. I thought it was fixed, but apparently the light went out again. So it might not be the actual light itself; it might be the socket that's bad. And then we'll see that the lights that they cost $100 something a piece, the actual light bulb by itself. So I wonder how much that socket's gonna be. But you want whatever, the luxury, I guess. Um, Other than that, I haven't. Well, I've been writing or I've been doing stuff like that, but more in separate from the actual novel, and it's like I've been focused, especially with February. I wrote something. And I've been writing some stuff, right? And it's it's just time and getting used to the schedule. Kind of it has been eating away a lot of the stuff, and league as well. I've been playing some league, but not into the point where it's like that's such a major different change or something, right? So yeah, I mean I don't know. Yeah, I get back to it. Don't worry, it won't be that big of a stop. Um, Other than that, it's been it's different stuff like just life, right? Cooking, doing chores, stuff like that. Um, Also, I don't know. It's like life is can be, I guess, difficult. I guess, and it's I guess for my own choices, I guess, but nothing too bad, nothing too terrible. But yeah, other than that, I've been really, yeah, just I'm still chasing after the same girl, right? Like I feel something strong for her, but if I'm being honest, right, you know, it's like I do like her a lot. Like I can feel it. Like I like her, but I don't know if I'm being bothered. If that makes sense. She hasn't said anything, right? But I might be, overstepping, and that's something I'm trying to be careful with, right? I'm not letting it get to my head, but I'm also trying to not be overwhelming, as I know I can be, right? Some people call it love bombing, but it's just like for me, I can get a lot of strong emotions when I like someone, right? Like really strong emotions, and I have to use a medium to let them out. So sometimes I'll do poetry, right? That's my big thing, writing poetry. I just it just inspiration comes, right? And other than that, workout, do hobbies, anything, right? To try to focus and kind of like get that energy out. But one thing about me, right? Whatever I say, it's it's like I'm honest to, like, I just don't like to lie. I try to be as honest as possible. Um, I'm loyal, right? And I don't. If I focus on, I'm the type of person that only focuses on one person at a time, right? And that has, bit me in the behind a lot of times, right? Whenever I start focusing on one person, right? Sometimes I miss, things or whatever, right? They're like, oh, because you're so focused on the person, you might miss the red flags or something. That might be the case, but at the same time, I don't know. Life's too short to not chase what what brings you happiness or what you want out of life, I guess. Anyway, right? We'll see. I like I said, I hope it works out. I hope that I'm not overstepping. That's the biggest thing, right? I don't want to be a bother to anyone. Um, you know, and I've changed some things, right? Like some things I would have before never, like, tried, like, well, I'm really going out of my comfort zone for a lot of this stuff, but at the same time, it's it is a process, right? And uh yeah, it's just what it is. Hopefully, I'm doing the right choices. I know that I make so many mistakes, and sometimes I can be, yeah, blinded. But yeah, I feel something very strong for her, and when I say this, I do mean it. It's like, usually, yeah, there's been some other people that I feel strong for as well, but this one feels a little different, so we'll see. But yeah, um, yeah, other than that, it's the same stuff, you know, trying to get life going, and yeah, also trying to, like, this is more of a rant. This is completely separate, right? But I try to be good to people. I try to talk good to people, but I don't know if I'm the only one that's noticed this, but I've noticed that you need to kind of like know who you're speaking to and try to speak to them in a specific way. I know that it's always kind of been like that, but it's now very different in some regards, right? Like, it could be work related, it could be some other stuff like that, right? But a lot of it could be work related. Where I currently work at, the warehouse is divided in two halves, right? Left and right, blue and red. But it's more, other than that, And honestly, if I'm being 100% honest, right? It's I'm not I'm not what's it called? Um, I try to be as accepting and good to people, and I try to match people's energies, right? I don't like to bring hate. I don't like the whole idea to me of the whole warehouse being divided like that. It's stupid, right? But they did it. I know that they did it for a safety reason. They probably had issues in the past because of it. But the best way to put it is, I don't fit in with either side, either group, right? Like, it's like, I guess I'm not extreme enough in either regard, and it's honestly a shame because, like, I know that people are good, right? I know that it's not something like that, but it's it feels like people have, like, it's us against them mentality recently, right? And it is something that I just don't fuck with. Excuse my language. I I think I think just now just worldwide. I think there has to be a big change done, right? I think we need to get back into those uncomfortable situations, right, where we don't have our, echo chambers or our separate, separate units or separate divisions, right? It needs to be mixed up, and only when everything is like, like, just mix, and, like, and you have all of these different ideas coming together, all of these different viewpoints, different personalities, different stuff like that, only then can you truly start seeing the change, right? Because then you're gonna start getting people that are like, oh, you know, the people's, yes, people have different viewpoints, but that's okay. Anyway, that's 2 cents that I'm having for the job. And I'm not gonna cry about it, but I've been like, they've been doing some very petty, similar in different jobs, because I don't really fit in for either side. It's always something like that. And no, I'm not paranoid. I know that's what people are gonna be like, you're paranoid, but you know I can see it, with some of the tasks that they're giving me, right? I have pictures of some of the stuff that that's been, that's you like, that shit ain't right, and it's eh, like I said, I'm good at my work, and nobody can complain about me not being able to get my shit done. So that's the one thing, right? Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. Just eh, you know, life is life, I guess. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. What is that? It's yeah. Anyway, I'll speak to you again next week or something. Let's see.